I don't even know if I'm gonna upload this, but I don't fucking care. I really wanted today to be a good day. Even if I felt like shit. Even if my brain said, fuck you. We're gonna just make today awful for no fucking reason. I am a smart, emotionally mature, independent adult who understands the fallacies in getting frustrated at things, especially things out of our control. Oh my gosh, that does not change how angry it makes me. Change that still feels like a slap in the face from the universe when I'm feeling uncontrollably bad all day and I find out that there's something really good out there that maybe if I go fast enough it won't be too late for me. And it sucks that I didn't know about it earlier, but hey, there's still time. And then I get there and I find out there's no more time. And I understand. I get it. I get that it's out of my control, that it's all arbitrary, but it still fucking hurts. I just wanted to look at some plants. I just wanted to waste money on some fucking plants today. And it sucks because I know that would make me so happy. And I've spent all of today and last night just trying to make good decisions to make myself happy. I've been trying so hard. It's like I can never make the right choices. I know it's arbitrary. I know it is all out of my control. It just fucking sucks. It just fucking sucks. Every fucking piece of it is like a fucking tease. My biggest pet peeve in the entire fucking world, missed opportunities, combined with the sheer stupidity in the fact that I somehow didn't know this was going on, even though I'm a fucking horticulture student. Even though I heard about it earlier in the day and never bothered to check what it is. And that's what it really fucking comes down to, is that it feels like it's my fault because I was too depressed to bother to actually check. Because I didn't feel like going outside because I didn't know that's what that was. And of course then I didn't think about it afterwards, even after I started to make myself feel better. I get it. Like, the universe can't slap me in the face because the universe doesn't have a fucking mind. And it's all random, and it's all arbitrary. And we're all just doing our fucking best, but it still fucking hurts. Like, I just wanted today to be a good day. Everything just kept feeling worse and worse and worse. It's just, I hate it. I hate it that this would have been such a perfect opportunity. I hate that this would have been such a perfect opportunity and that there was nothing actually stopping me. The only thing stopping me is just fucking arbitrary chance or myself. And I hate it. I hate it so much. Because a missed opportunity, you can never get that back. I get it. It'll be back next year. I can buy plants and look at plants later, and I have plenty of fucking plants, and I get that I have no room for any more fucking plants, and I get that I should be careful about how I spending my money in the first place, and that it would be stupid and irresponsible to even buy more shit, but like it still makes me mad. It still makes me sad. It still upsets me. I'm not gonna give up on this day. I'm still gonna try and do everything to make myself happy. But it just fucking sucks. And I know this isn't how shit works, but it's how it feels. It feels like I am doing my best, and like the universe is just slapping me in the face over and over again, giving me just a little bit. And I'm like, yay. And then it's like, fuck you. Fuck you, says the fuck you's universe. And of course, seeing all the happy people out there with their fucking plants and walking around with their loved ones, didn't help. Because then it just reminds me that everybody else is out having fun right now, having a good, fun, warm Saturday. It's beautiful and happy, and they're with the people that they love. But my boyfriend works on Saturday and doesn't live here on campus. And I was depressed today, and you know, I get that that's okay, and I get that it's alright to have bad days, and I get that we just need to accept these things and learn what we can from them and move on, and that's what I'm gonna do. But right now, it fucking hurts, and I just wanna rant about it. If I can't do that, what can I do? I am so thankful for everything that I have, and I will always be thankful for it. I am so thankful that I have such an amazing and beautiful and loving boyfriend who loves me so much, and who I love so much, and I'm grateful that I have friends who I love so much and who are so awesome and who love me. And I'm grateful for all the opportunities that I have and for the resources that I have. But that doesn't mean I don't still get sad or angry. I know that comparison is the thief of joy. Trust me, that phrase has been playing over and over again in my head. But still, it's hard not to look at my roommate and his girlfriend and how cute they are and how they get to see each other so often and have so much fun when I have to, the boyfriend and I have to go around his parents and can't just see each other whenever we want. And you know, I should be thankful that we can see each other at all, but like, the ability to imagine a better future for myself is important to have, but also, side effect, it hurts because it reminds me of everything that I don't have right now, that I don't always get to see my friends, that I don't always get to see my boyfriend, that sometimes my brain decides to be depressed and throw everything into turmoil, even if I can't figure out why, and sometimes the dining halls don't serve anything that I can fucking eat, and sometimes I am just a boy trying to live, and everybody else says, fuck you. Sometimes you happen to not check your email, and you get to class, and oh hey, class is canceled. And you know, it's all those like little things that, you know, I get. I should just accept that that is part of life. But I also try to learn from them, and I try to do everything in my power to make sure that shit like that doesn't happen. And you know, I like to think that that's working. That all of my meticulous scheduling and the lists and shit that I make and everything, all the mental and emotional time and energy that I put into making sure that my life goes smooth as it can, and that bad things don't happen. It's hard to tell when bad things aren't happening, but I like to think that it's all worth it and that it is working, and I know that it is. But when shit like this happens, it just makes me doubt myself all over again, and it makes me, as I was saying before the SD card got full, it just makes it feel like all my effort is pointless, and I know it's not. I know for a fact that it is not. And I know for a fact, I have an understanding, a mature, emotionally mature understanding of all of this, and I recognize all the fallacies, but oh my fucking goodness, I still feel it. It still fucking hurts. Which is my point. I was having a bad day, and my favorite thing happened to be going on that I could have shown up to, and it would have been awesome. And then it turned out, no, I'm too late, because I didn't bother to actually look into it when I heard about it earlier. By the time I was told about it, it was too late. And of course I spent forever getting ready for it after I finally knew about it, and then by the time I got there, so maybe if I had just been quicker, or, you know, had just not been depressed, I don't fucking know. I'm kind of tired of it. I'm kind of tired of, like, all the shit that I have to deal with, and honestly, I might just keep ranting about all this shit that I have to deal with. Because if not now, and through here, then when? When the fuck else am I gonna get off all of that off my chest? Like, and I know I could so easily spiral from here into a bunch of other random shit like I just did, or into worse, bigger problems in my life, like my home life in the summer, and a bunch of other shit. But like, which honestly, like, that's the thing. The problem isn't that I didn't get to get any plants today. Aw, man. The problem is, like, everything else off of that. Like, that's just the cherry on top. That just reminds me of this entire fucking cake of evil that is all the problems in my life. And like 90% of the time, I think I am being, like, mature about it. I'm taking a deep breath. I'm recognizing the fallacies. I'm recognizing this is just my monkey brain getting frustrated at something that is out of my control, and the universe is all just random. So it's okay, no one's like, it's fine. I know it's fine, but you know, sometimes I just want to complain about it. Sometimes I just need to complain about it. And you know, it does make me feel better. And I'm still gonna salvage this day. One, because I love myself. Because that's the whole point. Because I'm still gonna choose happiness, even when the universe feels like it's saying, fuck you. And two, out of spite for that. Because if I can't turn a bad thing into a good thing, then what was the point? If I can't learn a lesson for it, or allow spite for it to fuel me to change my behavior, like now that happened, I'm gonna work extra hard to make this day even better, which I was already doing, but like, now I'm really gonna fucking go for it. And I guess that's like the answer to me being pissed about missed opportunities, is that I can turn anything into an opportunity for goodness by letting it remind me to, like, stop and self-reflect and do good things. Like, ideally, Ideally, I wouldn't need all this bad shit to happen to remind me of that. I would just sit down and, I usually do. I would just sit down and do good things and say good things. This is what I was already doing. But the universe isn't exactly ideal to what we want, to what we need, So, try as I might, and you know what? 99% of the time, all of the effort that I'm putting into it, into making my life better, it works out for the better. And there is change that I'm making, and there are good results. But oh my goodness, that 1% where things just happen to not work out. Oh! It's okay. I'm gonna turn it to goodness. Should I have to? No. Should anyone have to? No. But I don't care, because I'm gonna turn everything into an opportunity for a good thing. Because everything is an opportunity. You know. I hope y'all enjoy that 15 minutes. And honestly, if you're watching, I recommend, taking some time to also make a little rant video about everything that's just going wrong in your life. Cause yeah, there's a lot of shit going on. Don't even get me started. But like, today's been a fucking roller coaster. My life is beautiful. Everything's beautiful and awesome. That's what I'm gonna focus on because I'm so tired. I'm gonna do my laundry. I was gonna psychoanalyze my trust issues because that was like the root of today's depression problem. And I'll probably do that later. I was gonna do it while I put away my laundry, but I'm just gonna do that now because I just spent a lot of time ranting and stupid. And I don't feel like tonal shifting from that to that to myself. It will still happen through here, but So yeah, it's been a long day. It's only 5 o'clock, 5:01 if you will, because this is off by minutes on the little camera thing, whatever. I needed this so badly, and I'm probably gonna need it again, and again, and again. Huh. But that's okay. Fuck missed opportunities. I'm gonna keep working hard to make my life awesome, and to have fun, and to be happy. Peace out. Spread love. Okay, so I've decided that we are going to psychoanalyze my trust issues. Now, it's been like 5 minutes since the last clip. Or vlog. I don't know how I'll separate the vlogs up, but like, the lighting is not ideal, but that's not my problem. I'm gonna also fold my laundry while I do this. And by fold, I mean like fold them for the way, whatever. Who cares? Okay, so trust issues. We're gonna psychoanalyze my trust issues. I wrote this shit down. I have a notepad. We're gonna get into it. I feel like we should either start with like the root of the problem, or just what my trust issues are like in the first place. Like how do they manifest? But I feel like it's gonna be easier for me to talk about like the root because that's like context and backstory, and that's easier, Okay, so it definitely starts with childhood, obviously. I could go through that one dude's like developmental psychology steps where it's like each of these steps, like you need this environment or this from your parents, blah 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 blah, in order to develop this correctly. Like whichever one was like trust issues, yeah, something went wrong with that. If you know me, you know what my childhood was. If you can even call it that. So like it makes sense. It makes sense. I mean, I guess that's like it for the cons. Well, no. Okay, there's more. Because I try to combat my trust issues by, like, doing the opposite, if that makes sense. Like, in a situation where I shouldn't trust someone, I'll trust them. Or, I mean, even if I just don't know if I should trust someone, like, because, you know, sometimes you just don't know. Just multiple times my trust has been betrayed, we're gonna say. In relationships, in just, you know, a lot of people suck. And I'm not here to milk that cloud, whatever. Do kids still say that? Anyway, my point is that my brain has a lot of reason to not trust people. You know? Because the pattern that it's seen has been reinforced so many times over and over again. Like, I'm so conditioned to never trust people ever. Which is interesting. Because you would think that would make my trust something that has to be earned. And in general, I would say, like, if somebody asked me if that's how my trust works, I'm like, yeah, sure. But really, like, I give out my trust, like, for free, way too much. I'm not gonna say too much, but, like, I give it out really easily to combat the trust issues allegations. But yeah, to combat the trust issues. I forget what's the word for, like, to compensate. I overcompensate the trust issues by forcing myself to be very trusting, which in turn leads me to trust in situations that I shouldn't trust in, which happens sometimes, and then that perpetuates the cycle because then I get hurt and then my brain gets conditioned again to stop trusting people, so that trust issues get worse, so then I overcompensate even more, and it just goes on and on and on. Now, there have been many moments where you know, any person would have trusted other people, and obviously, like, there's no way of knowing sometimes. But there have also been many moments where I should not have trusted people. So yeah, there's that. With how my trust issues manifest, like, cause before I was always like, oh, I don't have trust issues. And maybe I used to not to, at least in the way that, like, mainstream media, or like how I thought trust issues was defined. How it's manifesting currently is just like, I just, like, doubt everything. Like, I doubt myself, and a lot of this is like my OCD, like my compulsive, intrusive thoughts. My obsessive and intrusive thoughts that my brain is riddled with because mental illness, because that's how it is. Because that's how it is. Did you know? So yeah, I just get a lot of doubts very easily, like thoughts in my brain, where my brain will be like, you aren't actually loved, or, like, I'm just gonna throw out some words, really bad ones, like, where it's like, oh, your boyfriend doesn't actually love you, or you don't actually love your boyfriend, or you don't actually love your friends, or your friends don't actually love you, or like really important stuff like that, or like, you're not actually gay, you just think, and like, which is crazy. Like, they are all irrational, which is how I know it's like actual trust issues. Like, these are completely irrational doubts that I do not need to be having. But it's so difficult for me to just trust in myself and in others, because I have to trust other people to be truthful and to be consistent and to not be lying when they say they love me, which in the past, a lot of people have not done that. So that makes it difficult for my brain to trust that. But I also have to trust me, and I have to trust the conclusions that I've come to in the past. Because, of course, I've gone over these things a million times in my brain, which is like a million minus one more times that I need to, like, I should only need to go over it one or a few times, but my brain keeps pushing these thoughts on me over and over again, these doubts. So then it's like if somebody like poked you and was like, you're actually not in love, or like your friends don't actually love you, and then you look to that person and you're like, and then you go on like a full tangent. You have to go through it all in your head and prove to this person, even though they have no actual merit, even though they're completely irrational, even though you know they are wrong, you have to like prove it to them. So you go through the whole thing again, and it's so tiring. And hey, that's OCD, which sucks. So I have to just like trust myself. I have to trust that I've gone through this before, and this also happens with like my existential crises, which is a lot of what happened and caused like my depressive symptoms today. I have to trust that I have gone through all of like these existential things before. That I have to trust that I've already concluded in all of these arguments and questions and doubts. That I've already addressed all of it, because I know I have, because I've spent so much time on this shit. Because anytime that I haven't, it bubbles to the surface so quick. Kind of hard not to. So yeah, I have to trust myself on top of trusting other people, and that is so difficult for me. To just like let go and trust that like everything is okay. I don't have to defend myself against anyone like I have before, like I have with my OCD. And that's something that I don't have practice at. I mean, even when I like force myself to overcompensate by trusting other people, like, sure, I can do that in like tangible ways, but like in ways where it's like internal, in ways that I have to trust myself and trust other people internally. I guess it's easier to trust other people than it is for me to trust myself. And maybe that's more of a specific thing with my OCD, with my brain, with like how it works and whatnot. But like, I don't know, it's easier to trust, like, it's easier for me to I don't know, to act. It's easier for me to act and do actions as though I trust someone, even if I internally don't actually trust them. Like, when I go to a classroom or a room, and I go to talk to a teacher, and I'm alone in the room with the teacher, for a number of reasons. I don't trust adults when we're alone in the room, and I get very scared that they're going to do something very bad to me. And that's a whole other conversation. But like, it's easier for me to force myself to go into that room and act normal and act like I trust someone, even though internally I don't trust them at all, and the whole time I'm terrified and scared. And of course, like, those other examples that I gave, like with my friends, my boyfriend love me, require a different kind of trust, I would say. Because that requires to trust that people are being truthful and that they're emotionally mature enough to know that what they're talking about. Whereas the other kind of trust is to trust people to not want to hurt you, and that's a whole other conversation that I'm not going to get into right now. So I don't feel like it. But like, yeah. But like, yeah. It's difficult for me to like actually trust someone internally versus externally, like I just said. Like, externally being like the actions and stuff that I do. Like, it's easy to force my body to do something, but internally it is very difficult, and I never really tried. I mean, I've tried, but like not really. And I don't really recognize it, at least before, as trust issues as much as I have recently. Like I've gone over it before in my head, where I'm like, okay, I'm in a room alone with the teacher. Here's all the reasons they won't hurt me. Here's all the reasons, like, logically that's fine. But like, my brain can't let go. It can't not be on edge constantly, because it can't trust those, like, it can't trust this situation, it can't trust those other people. And it even can't trust its own, like my logic that I am giving it. It won't trust my explanation. But I think I've been getting a lot better at getting my brain to trust me when I know something logically. Even if my brain on the surface has been conditioned to feel otherwise, which happens with like a lot of things outside of this, but like I think it's very related. So yeah, that's something that I think I really struggled with today, in that like things kept happening, and I think I ranted about this in like another video. I don't know if that long, but like a lot of, and this happens pretty often on like a regular basis, I would say, where things happen that like my brain gets scared, like, oh no, people don't love me anymore, people hate me, or blah blah blah, blah, whatever like irrational thought that I know isn't true, and that I could go through the process of reproving to my brain, but it's like I'm trying to get my brain to just like trust me, just trust that it's okay, and that requires letting my guard down. That requires trusting other people and myself and my own logic. And I trust my own logic, I think. Like, if I can't trust my own logic, what can I trust, you know? But like, opening up and letting my guard down like that, I'm notoriously bad at that. Or, I mean, it's very similar, where I overcompensate and I put myself in a bad situation and I open up to someone that I shouldn't, and then I inevitably get hurt, and then the cycle continues, just like the trust issues thing, where then I get even more hurt, then I have even more problems opening up, so I overcompensate by opening up even more, and it's bad, and I make bad choices, which is something that I've been getting so much better at, have shown real progress at, and that makes me hope that I can also get good at trusting people, and I think that I actually have been getting a lot better at that, and that's like the conclusion that I came to today, after I got like depressive about things, and I got a little existential, and then I was like my brain wanted me to reprove and go over everything again, and be like, this is why life is beautiful and you should live, and this is why people love you, but like, I am so tired and annoyed of doing that, and I just need my brain to trust me, you know? And I think I am getting better at that, because like I wrote a poem about it, I was like, and I realized like I just need to trust myself, like my brain I just need to trust. That is how I will answer doubts. That is how I should be answering these doubts, is just trust at this point. Because I've gone over everything, I've come to every conclusion that I need to, over and over and over again, and I'm not going to waste my life going over doubts and being held back by doubts over and over again. So yeah, and I think I am getting better at that, because it just took that realization, and I was like, okay, I can try to trust myself. That's what I'm going to do now. I feel a lot better about it. I feel a lot less like depressed, even with like the stuff that happened earlier. But that's a whole other conversation, whole other topic that was in the previous class, but whatever. So yeah, I think that's the gist. In conclusion, I do have trust issues, but I'm getting better at trusting myself. Okay, I have trust issues, and they intertwine a lot with my OCD, but I'm getting better at trusting myself, and I think being able to trust myself, I think with practice, it'll get easier and easier. Things will get better, obviously, over time. So I'm going to keep trusting myself, and it feels good to trust myself, I think. It feels good to trust myself. It still makes me really anxious about trusting other people, but at the very least, I can trust my logic around people. I can trust, this is the reasons that this person won't hurt me, or this is the reasons that this person actually does love me, and I can trust that I have gone over these so many times already, and I can trust that the conclusions that I came to were right, because I came to them in moments of clarity, and in moments of consciousness, and in moments of clarity and understanding, and emotional intelligence, and in moments of being hydrated, and well fed and having a good sleep. So yeah, I'm gonna keep trusting myself. I'm gonna keep trusting myself. That's the lesson for today, is trust. I think that will make my life a lot more peaceful. So I'm gonna trust myself. Peace.